What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another MX Bikes video. So today's video, we are going to take you from looking like this to looking more like this in today's video. So stay tuned and let's get right into it. So first thing you guys are going to need, Winrar. If you guys don't have it, search it up in your search browser, and yes, you will need to download it, which is right here. This is going to be a compressor, encryptor, package, and backup, all in one utility tool. You need this for the files that you need to import into the game to make your mods work. So first things first, you're going to need that right off the rip. Next things up, we have two ways that you can get your stuff. Okay, we have MX Bike Shop. Okay, MX Bike Shop is where all the official tracks are for pro tracks, everything that follows real world stuff. You can get season passes, all that kind of stuff. Anything that's paid mods is going to be right here. They are going to be done the same way as free mods. You just have to make an account with their website and obviously upload money to your account and purchase things rather than just download them off of mxbmods.com is the place that we're going to focus on today and give you guys a whole rundown. Now, first things first, if you haven't watched my video before this one, please do so now. It is going to be getting the new OEM Bike Pack. So once you've been playing the game for a bit, you're wondering how all the videos you're seeing on YouTube, everyone has everything. I'm going to get you set up in this video. But first things first, please watch that video first, because if you haven't, none of this is going to really pertain to you as much. But once you have the OEMs downloaded and into your game, you will be absolutely good to go. So after you have that, we're going to go download our very first skin. So after that, now there's a lot to this that I'm not going to get into in this video, like model swaps and stuff like that. If you become an OEM project OEM partner and all this and that, you can get hand guards on the bike, all stuff like that. That is going to be a whole separate video because that is a completely different process on what to do. So yeah, so for instance, we have all these kind of stuff. Don't really worry about anything. Just get the OEMs and be done with it for now. As you get better with downloading stuff, you can start tapping into the more advanced stuff where you actually have to delete certain things that are factory and replace them with swaps. So don't worry about that right now. But you got all your OEMs, okay? You've been ripping all the tracks, Forest, you guys were Forest Warriors, and it's time to level up. So that's what we're going to do today. So right here is always popular in the last 24-hour tracks. This is always a really good one to go with. These is what's basically people are running on pub lobbies. So not bad. For instance, let's grab Dreamland. Anything by T-Bell. He's one of the dudes in my Discord. This kid, absolutely talented as hell, making tracks. He's one of the best track creators in the game, hands down. I love every one of his tracks, and they're very good. And the best part is you could see what you're actually getting. If you wanted to filter this as a beginner track, depending on how good you are at the game and all that, whatever, I would definitely recommend doing some easy to intermediate tracks to get you guys going, and maybe evolve into the pro tracks at a later date that have a lot of ruts and a lot more roughness to them. But besides the point, if you wanted to host a server, you would download this along with this, but we just need the track download. We're not trying to run a dedicated server for it. So we're going to download that. And the process is pretty straightforward. If you guys watched the OEM video, you could basically do the same thing, except it's a little different. You could separate the OEMs, drag tires into your tires mods folder. You can then drag the bikes into the bikes mods folder when you're doing the OEM download. But yeah, so you have Winrar, you have everything you need. We are going to go to Documents, Paboso, MX Bikes, Mods, and we are going to do Tracks. Now, it is a compound, aka it was a motocross track, as you saw. It's outdoor. So we're going to open our motocross folder, open a new window here, and we're going to go right to our downloads. And there's our PKZ file. You're going to drag and drop, and now you officially have that track in the game. Just something fruit for thought. If there is any kind of, I don't know why we can't see it, Dreamland should be alphabetical. If there's any kind of number or anything that appears over here on the last take that turns out I wasn't recording, there was, and I realized some of the tracks weren't working because of it. So just a fruit for thought, if you double downloaded something or something of that nature and you have a parentheses with a number in it, I'm trying to look for an example if I have it here, but I don't think I do. We've been doing everything right, guys. That's why I'm here making a video for you guys. But if you did, you'd have to delete the parentheses numbers and get that to be at the .pkz file right at the end of the text of your thing, and you'll be good to go. So that's how you get a track. And it's going to be pretty similar from here, guys. So now you have a track downloaded. I recommend downloading quite a few tracks. That way, when you go to online, you could boot up and pretty much race on every popular track that's obviously being run and has servers running for it. So you got your track, you got your bikes. Let's get the bike dialed in. So let's go into liveries. Let's get a Kawasaki going, okay? We haven't done a Kawasaki. Let's get a Kawasaki going. What can we do? This is pretty sick kit. So let's grab this. It's a 250 or 450. So very cool. Definitely make sure you guys read what you're downloading, 250 or 450, because if you don't, you end up putting it where it's not supposed to go, guys. So MediaFire. Just click the download, get rid of all these ads. I always exit out of it. I barely trust it. But all right. So it's already done downloading. So we're going to leave our downloads folder right here, still up. We're going to go right to Documents, Paboso, MX Bikes, Mods, Bikes. Then we're going to do it, say, on the 250. So we will look for MX2 OEM, Kawasaki 250, KX250 right here. Paints folder, click into it and drag and drop. So there you go. There you have it. So we will back you all the way out to this folder again. So we got a cool skin for our bike. We got a track. We got the OEMs. Now it's time for our rider to start looking better. Nice and easy. Let's start off with rider gear. So we will come in here. What can we grab? Oh, we got the official 7 gear. All right, cool. Let's get the whole pack of 7 gear. A lot of them going on here. As you guys can see, we're going to go to download. So this is kind of good. I'm giving you guys a little bit of a different example because I'm doing this blindly as well. I'm giving you guys different examples of how the files can be, whether they're Google links, Mega links, MediaFire. You kind of get the gist of what to do under each download predicament. So yeah, just kind of one take in this, guys. So hopefully this is helping you guys out. So now we have a folder here with the Winrar file right there. So like I said, if you don't have Winrar, none of this is going to work. So make sure you do that first thing. So Paboso, MX Bikes, Mods, Rider, and you're going to go down to Riders, Default MX, then Paints. Here's where all your gear is stored. So there's 2 ways of doing this. I'm going to do this the safe way. I'm going to drag this over to my desktop and open it, okay? Then it's in a folder, okay? It's okay for it to be in a folder sometimes, and there's all the paint files in there. So it's definitely good to check, because if not, a lot of times if you do it this way, you can drag this right into here, right-click, extract here, And this way it'll keep it a little neater in your files sometimes. Sometimes it'll create a folder for them and they will still work as they should. And then of course delete the Winrar file and you will be ready to go. Yeah, as you see here, it did, which is nice to have them all in a folder because then inside that folder is all your paints and they will still work that way and be perfectly good. So same thing, like if some of these were a little neater and in folders, it wouldn't look so hectic like it does here. So yeah, two ways of doing it that way. You could manually drag them from the Winrar application into here, or you can leave them like I just did and extract it in the program. So not bad. So we got our gear. Let's go back to, let's get some gloves. Let's start off and get some gloves after gear. We're starting to look pretty fire. Let's get, I think I have those. Let me get something different for you guys. These look pretty cool. We got the lens gloves. And there is these cool little packs as well. All the downloads are pretty much going to work the same way until we get to helmets and boots, which we're going to basically get into that. So let me download something I don't have. We'll get the DBK. Gloves, downloads. We always go through MediaFire. It's just easier that way. And I think, what do we have here? I guess just pink and blue files there. So it should be the same thing, just two different looks. Exit out of the ads. You're going to have that. So same thing, guys. Documents, Paboso, MX Bikes, mods. You're going to go to rider. You're going to go to riders, gloves, and you're going to drop that right on into it. So now you got gloves. Now you got gear. Now it's time to get into the more interesting things. Boots. Now, when you go into boots, you got to get a boot model. Okay, it's the same thing with helmets. I will walk you through both anyway. But a lot of times the boots don't work. So, for instance, we're going to take the Fox Instincts. This is pretty nice because it gives you all of the PSDs in a post. And so you get 21 paints with this model. So anytime you have a Fox Instinct boot model and you look up a paint for it, you can then download it. So we will grab it from, see right here, PKZ. That's what we're going to want. It's going to download. Now, my video got screwed up, so I already did this. So I'm going to get into, same thing, guys. We're going to go to Documents. Okay. Paboso, MX Bikes, Mods, Rider, and then we're going to go to Boots. Okay. Now, right in here is where you would drag your newly downloaded stuff right into it. So I'll just replace it, but it's in there, and this is everything that you will need. So, yeah, and some of them come out weird and stuff like that. The Fox, a great starter boot to get. A lot of these packs on here, guys, they don't make them right. It's, mind you, it's community made, so just pay attention. Make sure you're getting a model and not a paint because it's easy to confuse. But if you wanted some paints, sometimes they should give you what model it is. But here's some paints for Fox Instincts. And a lot of times they will tell you what the model is actually called. Yeah, right here. Paints are for F Boots model, found on the MX Bikes page. So you can find the model for that boot in 2024. They were nice enough to leave a link. And this is a paid mod. So it brings you right to the MX Bike shop. $2 to $8, depending on what you want. The FSD is for, or the PSD is for people that want to actually make their own boots. And the F boot model for community-based stuff is going to be right here. So it's available to buy. Of course, you don't have to do that, but that's where you would get it. You need F boot model, and these paints are for F boot models. So that's a better example than what I filmed previously. And but yeah, so all your paints for your boots, like I said, it didn't list us what model boots we had in that one. Luckily, they came with basically every color you can possibly imagine anyway, so it doesn't really matter in our case. But for example, definitely keep that in mind, that you do have to pay attention to what models versus paints that you're getting. So same thing with helmets. We're going to go to helmet models, okay? You need a model. You cannot do this if you don't, because a lot of these, though, are pretty good. We'll get the Arrow helmets. So same thing. We are going to get the Mediafire. I like Mediafire better than I do Mega. Mega just kind of gets a pain in the ass. So the download includes a RAR file to unpack. This is a 3-variant folder, which you will need to move into your MX Bikes Helmets folder. Do not remove or delete any files from this folder. Repeat, all files are locked. So, all right. So what we'll do here, we always read your instruction, guys. I'm glad I'm giving you a bunch of different examples. It's really not that hard, guys. Don't overthink it. I know this is probably a lot to process in one video. So same thing, guys. Go back to Documents, Poboso, MX Bikes, Mods, Rider, Helmets. Okay. Now we're going to drag this Winrar into there and then right-click, Extract here. You don't want to separate them. Like he said, it's 3 parts. So we're going to delete the Winrar after it's extracted. Come on, computer. But yeah, you will just delete that right there. And then inside the folder, 3 parts, like he said, leave them alone. Do not delete anything. It's a lot in game, and it obviously comes with multiple different goggles. So our Megas, 100%, Oakley, Scott, pretty awesome. So same deal, guys. If you needed any kind of, that's helmets for you. And obviously this helmet pack comes with a bunch of variety of colors and stuff like that, different goggle models for them. Scott, 100%, Oakley, you can see that here. And yeah, as you can see, pretty cool because they got a lot of limited stuff. And of course, same deal, guys. Later in the future, I'm not going to show you. It's the same process for everything as far as paints go. As far as paints go, if you wanted to paint, find one for the Arrow. Like I said, you guys are going to have to make sure that it is that helmet model that you're looking for. And then you would drag this into the helmets paints folder. I usually don't mess with it too much. I actually like keeping everything in check, but you have your packs here. You could add it to, let's say, what's shown on the picture. It's just the helmet itself. So say we wanted to do, this is a little add-on bonus for you guys. If you wanted to do, let's say with the Scott goggles, you go into paints and you could drop that right into there. And then that model or that paint on that model will become available as an add-on. So just so you know how to do that stuff, it's the same thing with boots. I just figured I'd throw it in the same video for you. So yeah, guys, you pretty much will have everything. We can get into protection and protection models, same thing as the boots. Make sure you do a protection model. And yeah, so you could do the same thing with the pretty much anything. Say you wanted a chest protector, Loretta Lynn's bib, a chain to wear, a lot of cool stuff on here with the community. So I believe this one is a paid one. Yeah, so it's through Discord. Probably not paid, but pretty clean. You can join his Discord and get the link there. Pretty cool. But it all works the same way, guys. So all you would do for that is you open up your folders. Again, we already have them open, so we will have the download. So what you would do for protections, because I've already downloaded it, and this is like my fourth take on this video. because unfortunately I realized I never pressed record, guys. So yeah, so documents, Paboso, MX Bikes, mods, rider, protections, and then you would go to your downloads and drag, say, Fatty PKZ from here right to there. So that's how you would do chest protectors or anything like that. Animations go here, boots, fonts, helmet cams, helmets, and then, of course, inside your riders, you have your gloves and paints. Yeah, tracks, tires you don't really mess with. Bikes you don't mess with because we already have the OEM pack. And then miscellaneous, you can, if you wanted to design a crazy pit board, stuff like that, that's where you would do all that for inside your folder if you wanted custom PSDs done of that. And same thing with your fonts for rider fonts for your name and number on the back of the jersey. That's more complicated stuff. I don't really mess with it. This is kind of just your baseline and full mods tutorial. But if you guys do like all that kind of stuff, pitboard related stuff, everything else, it's going to be the same way. So for instance, let me see if I have a miscellaneous category. Other, it's somewhere in here. But yeah, like animations, fonts, tracks, bikes, you name it. There's a lot of people that go on to Photoshop and design their own pit board and stuff like that, and then you can import that into the game along with a lot of little really cool add-ons that are actually in the game, like new different stands and different mods that you can do that involve deleting some of the factory game files and replacing them, and things kind of get hectic. So I wouldn't mess with that unless you really know what you're doing, but it all works the exact same way, guys. It's just dragging and dropping into the proper folders and all of that good stuff. Like I said, as far as it comes to tracks, just make sure when you do tracks, you put them in the right folder, and you will be good to go and nice and organized. So here, we should be good to go to boot up the game. And we will show you now where it'll all be and where our new stuff is. Now, I've already been here and forgot to hit record, so everything I previously downloaded was here. So I have to try to remember here. We had a Cowie. So, yeah, I did this whole kit the last time, and that was with everything we downloaded on the first take, which, yeah, unfortunately did not end up working out. So, what we have here, we have our Cowie, and there you go. There's our bike graphics that we downloaded right in the bike paint. Okay, there it is. Pretty cool little kit. Okay, bike font, we'll make it black. That way it's better being seen on the kit here. Rider's going to stay default, as you know. And then we downloaded some 7 gear, correct? So it's all in alphabetical order here. And it is somewhere in here. We just have a lot of gear to go through, guys. But anyway, it would be there. If it's not, then you can pull the folders out onto your desktop, open them up individually, and drag and drop the direct paint files right into that folder, as we shown about 100 times now. So you guys should pretty much get it by now. Same thing with the helmets. Okay. Same thing is going to go for that. And yeah, not everything works, guys. It's more complicated than that. We downloaded these as well, so just pretend. But yeah, guys, you get the point. All our stuff is here as far as everything goes. And yeah, so we got our fancy boots. We got protections, which we can do, say, like the fatty chain or something like that we downloaded. Yeah, all of our boot colors and stuff like that are here under paints, all that, everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. We got these gloves, the dirt bike kid ones. Those are right there, and so on and so forth. So you guys kind of get the point. Just a demonstration purpose video, of course. But yeah, if you ever run into a problem with any of the files not working, I can show you real quick, because it seems like we had some issues with some of them as well. So I don't want to leave you guys hanging. But yeah, it's basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's say with the paints folder, as you can see here, we have all these paints, which didn't work. So we're going to take these and take these. This is another gear that I didn't have. So any of the folders aren't going to work in here. We're going to open up the folder separately here. And you can basically just sit there, highlight, grab all the gear, drag, and drop right into there. So now it will work, and it will all be there. And we will do the same thing with the SX Winners gear. We will do anything that you guys have that does not work in a folder like this. We can scrap the folder and just do it that way. Just drag them in raw. It's a little messy. I don't like doing it that way necessarily, but as you guys can see, all of our paints are right here conveniently in the paint folder, and we will be 100% good to go with that. So those of you wondering if any of the mods aren't working, then of course you would just have to reboot your game, and they should be there, because now we have the raw paint folders. It sometimes gets messed up. You don't want to run into a predicament where you have folders basically conflicting with other folders. And for instance, if you do run into that issue, almost like I meant to do it, then you will have now, let's see where it is. And there's all our 7 gear, like I said. So if it ever gets messed up, don't panic. It's not necessarily not going to work. It will. You just have to do it that way. And then same thing for helmets, and same thing for pretty much anything else that you guys can think of. Just make sure if there's a folder in there and it's nice and organized and neat, get rid of the folder, because if it's not showing up in game, that's probably what the problem is. And yeah, guys, you would pretty much be good to ride. You guys can customize. This is probably the ugliest kit in the world that I've downloaded here, but it is what it is. We got options. We got plenty of boot models, gear, gloves, helmet, goggles, protections, bikes. We got, of course, our bike graphics. And then from there, guys, we can run a whole plethora of servers if you hide empty and hide missing contacts. As you collect tracks, as you guys can see, the server list gets absolutely huge. So yeah, guys, then you'll have all your tracks here in order, and plenty of awesome content for free or paid, however you guys want to do it. But that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you guys are tired of looking like a squid, hopefully you don't now. And from now on, you can look good as you get better at the game. So I appreciate it. I hope this video helps somebody. And a full guide, a full walkthrough on how to, basically it's a full mods walkthrough that we did today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If it did help you, please drop me a comment, drop a like, make sure you guys subscribe, stay tuned for weekly MX Bikes videos, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.